Hey there, English learners! Welcome back to English Corner Podcast, your go-to space to improve your English and build habits that change your life. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Richard. We're so glad you're here with us today. Whether you're a new listener or someone who's been learning with us for a while, get ready because today's episode is all about a skill that can totally transform the way you learn English and reach your goals. And that skill is self-discipline.
That's right. So let me ask you, Richard, what do you think is more important than motivation when it comes to reaching goals?
Oh, easy. Self-discipline. Like it's the thing that keeps you going when motivation takes a vacation.
Exactly. And honestly, I've been struggling with that lately. I really have. I've set some goals for myself, not just in language learning, but in everyday life. And keeping that discipline has just been tough.
You're not alone. I think, all of our listeners can relate to that. We all have those days where, like, the sofa and snacks just look way more appealing than our goals.
Okay, so with all that in mind, today we're actually going to share some really practical tips for building self-discipline. And these can help you not only become a better English learner, but build positive habits in so many other areas of your life too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll cover strategies like starting with tiny habits, which is big, and then focusing on systems, not just goals, and designing your environment for success. And, of course, we'll explain some useful vocabulary along the way to boost your English too.
Okay, so let's dive into the first one then. This is a big one. Start with small, consistent habits.
Yeah, this is so true. I mean, so many people, they try to go all in from day one, right? Like, I'm going to study English for 2 hours every single night. And what happens? Burnout. Just totally crashes.
Exactly. Instead, what we suggest is really trying to start with something so easy you can't say no to it. Like listening to an English podcast for 5 minutes a day. That's it.
5 minutes may not seem like much, but it creates this amazing momentum. And over time, that tiny little thing, it really becomes a habit. And once it's a habit, it just sticks.
Yeah, and it's the same with other goals too. Like if you want to read more, instead of saying, I'm going to read a whole book tonight, you just start with like a paragraph a night. Or you want to exercise, do like 5 push-ups. Just get started.
Right. So remember, small steps truly lead to big results. It's all about just showing up consistently every single day, or however often you set for yourself.
Okay, so moving on to tip number 2 for building self-discipline, build a system.
Yes. This is so important. I mean, a goal, that's like your destination, right? That's where you want to go. But a system is truly how you actually get there.
Exactly. So instead of just saying, I want to be fluent in English, which is a great goal, don't get me wrong, but it's really vague. You create a system. Like, for example, every morning I'll listen to an English audio for 10 minutes, and then I'll write 1 sentence in my journal. That's a system.
Yeah, exactly. Systems are maps that literally guide you. And once you have that system in place, you don't really have to wait for motivation to hit you. You just kind of follow the routine. It just becomes automatic.
Yeah, that's the key, I think. It's really removing the decision-making part. When your learning becomes automatic or your habit becomes automatic, you just become unstoppable because you're not debating whether to do it or not. It's just what you do.
All right. So moving right along, tip number 3 for building that self-discipline is make your habits enjoyable.
Yes. This is so important. I mean, honestly, learning should absolutely not feel like punishment. If you just hate the way you're studying or what you're doing, you're just not going to keep doing it. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, find ways to make it fun, right? I mean, watch a funny video in English, or maybe just listen to music you really enjoy while you're reviewing vocabulary. Make it something that you look forward to, or at least don't dread.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also like pair your habit with a reward. So after you finish your English practice, give yourself a little treat. Maybe it's your favorite snack or a short break from whatever else you're doing.
That's a good one. You know, it's called temptation bundling. So what you're doing is you're combining something you need to do with something you want to do. And that makes the whole process just a lot more enjoyable, right? Like you're not just sitting there like, oh, I got to do this. You're like, okay, I'm doing this, but then I get that.
Yeah. It's like I'll only watch my favorite TV show if I'm on the treadmill. That's a classic example of it.
Exactly. Or I'll let myself have that special coffee while I'm doing my 10 minutes of English practice.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, so moving on to our next tip, tip number 4. I would say design your environment for success. This one is huge.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely a game changer. I mean, your environment can either really help or totally hurt your discipline. It's kind of like a silent partner, you know?
Exactly. I mean, think about it. If you want to read more in English, where should that English book be? Right there, by your bed, or on your desk. And if you use a dictionary app, put it on your phone's home screen. Make it impossible to miss.
And speaking of phones, get rid of those distractions. Like, I used to keep my phone right next to me while I was studying. Big mistake. Like, every notification, every little buzz, it was just pulling me away.
Same here. Seriously. I now keep it on airplane mode, and I actually put it far away across the room when I'm trying to focus on something. It just works wonders. It's like out of sight, out of mind, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you want to practice speaking, maybe have a small mirror on your desk or a notepad to jot down phrases. Just make it easy for yourself to do the thing you want to do.
Exactly. It's like setting yourself up for success. You're not relying on willpower as much when your environment is already nudging you in the right direction. It's pretty powerful, actually.
All right, so moving on to our next tip, tip number 5, I would say design your energy, not just your time. This one's a big one, I think.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we all have a limited amount of willpower each day, right? It's not infinite. That's why it's usually best to do those important tasks like practicing English or whatever your biggest goal is when your energy is highest, because you just have more in the tank, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does. I mean, for me, that's like definitely first thing in the morning. Like, I'm a morning person, so I try to study and get my main work out of the way before noon if I can. That's when I feel like I'm at my sharpest.
Oh, same here, Sarah. Like trying to write or practice at 9 p.m. when I'm already exhausted, it just doesn't work for me. I'm half asleep. So I kind of know that about myself now.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, right? Like, figure out your peak energy hours. When do you feel the most focused, the most alert? And then use those hours for your most important habits. Those things that require that little extra push of discipline.
Exactly. It's about being strategic. Don't just throw your most challenging task at the end of a long, tiring day. You're just setting yourself up for failure, and that's not what we want.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just about when you have the most energy, but also when you're least likely to be interrupted, right? Sometimes those early mornings or late evenings can be super productive because no one's emailing you or calling you.
That's so true. It's like finding your personal sweet spot for focus. And once you know it, you can really maximize your efforts and feel like more productive with your English learning.
And finally, tip number 6, which I think is super important for me, get accountability.
Oh, yes. This one's so powerful, isn't it? Like when someone else knows your goals, you're just so much more likely to follow through, you know?
Totally. It's like having that little extra push. So find a learning partner, maybe a friend who's also learning English. Or, hey, you could even just post your goal somewhere visible. Like I've seen people write it on their mirror or put it on their computer background. Even just telling a friend, hey, I'm going to practice English every morning can make a huge difference. You feel like, oh, I said I was going to do it, so I should do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't have someone immediately around you, you can always join online communities. I mean, there are tons of groups out there where people are really encouraging each other, sharing their progress, and asking for help when they need it. It's pretty cool.
Definitely. And speaking of online communities, our very own English Corner podcast community. We love hearing from you guys and supporting your learning journey. So reach out. Let us know what you're up to. It's all part of that accountability network.
All right, listeners, so now that we've gone through all those tips, let's just take a moment to review some of the really useful vocabulary we talked about today.
Yeah, let's kind of break them down together, shall we? First up, we had momentum. So momentum, that's really the energy you gain from just doing something consistently. It's that feeling when you're just on a roll.
Exactly. And then we talked about burnout. So burnout is when you're feeling really tired and totally unmotivated because you just done too much too quickly. You just hit a wall.
Right, that's the opposite of momentum. Then we talked about system. A system is just a routine or a process you follow to achieve a goal. It's your path.
Yeah, and my personal favorite was temptation bundling. Remember that one? That's when you pair something you need to do with something you want to do. It's like tricking yourself into doing the hard thing by adding a reward.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And finally, willpower. Your willpower is your ability to control your actions and just stay focused. It's that mental strength.
So we really encourage you guys to try using these words in your own sentences. The more you use them, the more natural they'll become for you. Just try to integrate them into your everyday conversations, even if it's just with yourself.
All right, listeners, that just about wraps up today's episode on self-discipline. We really, really hope these tips gave you some inspiration and just some practical tools you can start using today, like right now, to improve your English.
Absolutely. And remember, building self-discipline doesn't just happen overnight. It's not a switch you flip, but those small steps done consistently, they really make a huge, huge difference over time.
Yeah, exactly. Just stick with it. And if you do, you'll not only improve your English, which is great, but you'll also just feel more confident in your daily life in general. It's a skill that kind of spills over.
So thank you so much for listening to the English Corner podcast. We really appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend or leave us a quick review. It really, really helps us out.
Yeah, definitely. Until next time, everyone, keep practicing and stay curious. You're doing great.